expression. And as I say that, just as we have expressions in grammatical studies, we have expression in mathematics. But let us get the concept of a subject. Look at this scenario whereby a lady called BECE gives birth to a child called Maria. In the school where Maria is schooling, BECE is not known, but Maria is known. One can easily identify BECE with respect to Maria by saying that that woman called BECE is Maria's mother. Here, BECE is the subject defined by the known variable called Maria. In the gathering of women folk, where BECE is well known, the child called Maria can be identified with respect to her mother. Someone can say that girl known as Maria is BECE's daughter. Here, Maria becomes the subject of the expression, identified with the known person, BECE. The two scenarios painted in school and the women gathering is the same statement, but juggling the subject matter being BECE and Maria. That is exactly the concept this change of subject is all about. Bringing it back to mathematics, a subject in a mathematical expression is that particular variable which other variables in the mathematical expression defines,
okay,
which depends on the combined value of other variables in the mathematical expression. For example, if I say that z is equal to 2xy, invariably I'm saying that combined values of x, y with a constant 2 will give us the subject y, meaning that values of y is determined by combined values of x and y with a constant. So automatically z is subject of this expression. Also, one can say that w is equal to x over y. Here, w is the dependent variable, depending on values of the variable x and variable y, making w the subject, making it that x and y are talking about w, or that combined values of x and y gives us the value of w. That is the meaning of the concept of subject in mathematics, which I say that a variable is said to be subject of a mathematical expression when every other variable in that mathematical expression defines the particular variable in question. Or otherwise, that a variable is said to be a subject of a mathematical expression when it is depending on other variables that are independent in the expression. That is for subject. Then, as we have seen from the scenario of Messi and her daughter Maria, that condition can make what was previously an independent variable in an expression to become the subject of that mathematical expression. For instance, as we have on the board, z equal to 2x y, that either x or y can be made the subject of this expression by what we know as change of subject from this scenario, whereby Messi is defined in terms of Maria in school condition, and the gathering of women for Maria is defined in terms of Messi. That's to show you that the subject is changing, but the expression remains the same. There are steps one has to take in change of subject. First step is to look critically at the given expression. Identify the targeted variable or the new variable that is desired to become the subject according to the question. For instance, this first one that is still on the board, whereby we have z equal to 2xy. The question can say, make x the subject of the expression, meaning change the subject of the expression from z to x. There are steps to be taken, and I say that step 1 is to identify the target variable. Here, the target variable will be x. You mark it and note it behind your mark. Next is to identify the relationship between the targeted variable and every other variable, numerical, or any other form of constant attached to it. After identifying that, you proceed to the next step by finding the antidote or the conjugate to that mode of its attachment to other variables, which will help enable you to remove every other thing apart from the targeted variable. But before I proceed, I have to itemize some basics of the conjugates that we are going to employ in this subject of expression, the change of subject of expression. First, conjugate number 1 is addition which is conjugate to subtraction. You can see the double arrow, meaning that addition is conjugate to subtraction and vice versa, subtraction to addition. So whenever you see subtraction, you neutralize it with addition and vice versa. Conjugate number 2 is multiplication double-ended arrow division. Conjugate number 3, you have square, double arrow, square root. Conjugate number 4, you have exponent, double arrow, log. logarithm. So at least these four can help you manipulate any given mathematical expression at the level of WAEC, GCE, UTME, NECO, and a whole lot of exams within this examination concept or level. With all this grammar said and done, let us buttress what we are saying with one simple example. From our primary education, we have known that simple interest is given to us as I being the interest equal to principal times time times rate all over 100. One can say make T the subject of the expression. Make T the subject of the expression. Subject of the expression. This is a typical question in change of subject. Here, the original expression have I as the subject. But the demand says that you should make T the new subject. And remember that in any mathematical expression that contains sign of inequality, otherwise known as equation, that the sign pivoted the expression into two, namely the left-hand side and the right-hand side. And the rule of equation is rule of fairness. Whatever you do to the left-hand side, do it to the right-hand side, to enable you not to thwart the expression. You can change the form, the appearance, but the expression still remains the same. So, solution to this. We are given that I is equal to P, T, R all over 100. Now, our target is T. The surrounding or the attached constants and variables are P, R, and 100. First question I ask myself, how is P attached to T? It is attached to T by multiplication. How is R attached to T? It is attached to T by multiplication. How is 100 attached to T? It is attached to T by division. Noting that enables me to get appropriate conjugate for each of the attachments. I now choose to start with 100. How do I neutralize 100 to go away from my target T? I do that by multiplying both sides by 100. Multiplying both sides by 100. Remember, as I said out in the issue, that the rule of equation is that whatever you do to left-hand side, do it to right-hand side. That's why we say multiply both sides by 100. I would have said multiply the right-hand side where the 100 is by 100 without touching the left-hand side. But I will be violating the rule of equation. So I will have 100 multiplied by I is equal to P, T, R over 100 multiplied by 100. 100 here we cancel 100, leaving us with 100 I is equal to P, T, R. I've succeeded in eliminating this 100. Next is for me to mark out between P and R which one to eliminate first. I choose my P. How is P related to T, which is my target? It is related by multiplication. What is the appropriate conjugate for it? Division. So I say divide both sides by P. I will have 100I over P is equal to PTR over P. P will cancel P, leaving me with 100I over P equal to TR. My target is not about TR, rather T. So R need to go. What is the combining mode between R and T? It is multiplication. I neutralize it again by division. I say divide both sides by R. I will have 100I over P divided by R is equal to TR over R. R goes with R. Here on the left hand side, we need to resolve it for clarity's sake. 100I over P divided by R equal to T. Remember from our primary mathematics that whenever you have a fraction as the divisor, as you are changing the sign of division to multiplication, you invert the divisor. Therefore, we have 100I over P multiplied by 1 over R is equal to T. 1 multiplied by 100 gives us 100. 1 multiplied by 100I gives us 100I all over P multiplied by R gives us PR. Gives us PR all equal to T. We can say that we have made T the subject of the expression, but it's conventional to have the subject at the left-hand side and the definers or the independent variable at the right-hand side. Therefore, we will rewrite the expression to have it as T equal to 100I over PR as the final answer. And that will mark the end of making T the subject of the expression. I believe with this simple concept, one can progress by implementing all the conjugates we enumerated before to work on any mathematical expression, no matter how complicated it looks like. Just follow it sequentially and you arrive at your destination. Thank you.